Hello and welcome to Eternal Exhibition 1. Now, normally I'd be going over, uh, the decks. Okay, my opponent's going to be doing some things right now, so I'll just. Uh, I am on a deck that I have not play tested or tested at all. This is a deck I built purely from theory, this because just I wanted to play In Search of Peace, and this is In Search of Peace Esper Tempo, effectively. In Search of Peace Tempo draws tons of cards, has a little bit of disruption. Anyways, we're matching them to. It's clearly the best deck in the tournament. My opponent found the combo of Lunar Vigil and where is it? Marked Passage. If you have Lunar Vigil in play and you cast Marked Passage and you haven't drawn a card this turn, you get to put infinite counters on your Lunar Vigil and then target your opponent and make them lose from milling. Or if you can't do that, you can just put 40 counters on it, target yourself, draw your one of Terminal Impact, and cast that at your opponent with the mana you get from Lunar Vigil to win the game. So Lunar Vigil is the key combo piece of the deck that we need to keep out. They got lots of little the rest of the package is kind of a Grixis control package. Sorry, I'm talking quickly because we are a little behind schedule here. There is card draw in loop. There's counter spells, Omen Deception, removal, Omen of Slaughter, Looter, more counters in Veto, removal, Omen of Slaughter, Twilight Ambush, Lunar Awe, card advantage from Nima, the Survivor, hand attack with Exorcist of Errors, Battle Physicist. They've they have a lot of ways of doing their stuff at instant speed, so they can flash out Lunar Vigil on my end step and then untap and then do it and cast the Mark Passage because that lets them get things done a lot faster. And this is also a Get Your Wish deck. Get Your Wish, very dangerous tutor. Can find all sorts of these little one-ofs. Uh, my deck is certainly by no means perfectly built. It's kind of, unfortunately, in search of a lot of the In Search of Peace pieces like Borrow and Redeploy got hit after last time. So we're on a very fair plan. Turn one, we got Glyphs of Protection, Maddening Maws, Phoenix's Touch, lots of these one mana sings that are very good to blink with Search of Peace and just generally good. Then we got Exorcists for hand attack, very valuable in this matchup. Skyray Tender is our main aggro piece, as well as Renowned Rough Rider. Both of those good to blink with Search of Peace, as well as just great on their own. Contest Coordinator finds a lot of stuff throughout the deck. Cassia the Carefree as our top end, good with all our dinky small creatures. Sorry, something came up. Yes, I was meant to start this a little earlier, but my opponent had some technical issues. But hopefully, so I'll be playing a little faster than usual. Hopefully, today. Okay. Roll the die. 11, 13. That's not good. We're on the draw. And our first hand has. It's a good hand. Turn 1, Glyph. Turn 2, Exorcist. We have Contest Coordinator and Omen of Deception as good cards. Coming up, this Cassia is a little bit of a ways off, but not that long, considering Glyph will draw us a card, and Contest Coordinator is very likely to draw us a land. Our mana base is a little weird. We do want to find a basic plains at some point because we have 8 cards in our deck that require a basic plains to enter untapped. But obviously, we are not favored in this matchup, especially game 1. I was not prepared for this combo because no one was. My opponent is the one who found it. The good news, there's not much good news, but the good news is I do have some interaction that is effective. And I have. Okay, opponent has imported. Because it's. What? Anyways, okay. That's a black red tap land. That's a black red fast land. I can't. I don't have time to fix that. Shock in, Loosen Basin, Glyph of Protection, draw a card. Whoop. Okay. Okay, they got the black-red land. It needs to be Decadent Hall underscore set code. Otherwise, because that's how internal cards are. They didn't import their deck right. It's okay. We'll keep playing. Which set is this from? Oh, it's from SRC. Yeah, there it is. That's what that card's supposed to look like. They're kind of controlled. They don't have a ton of carding, is what I was saying. So if I can get my card advantage nonsense set up, then I can be in a pretty decent spot. If I don't draw a landing turn, it's an interesting question whether I Exorcist or just go for Contest Coordinator. Okay, we'll just deal with this for game one. I think it's probably Contest Coordinator. They can't combo me until turn 4 as the second Decadent Hall. Nima the Survivor. That's somewhat annoying. It's going to draw them some cards, and I can't. It's going to draw them a card and lose them 2 life each turn. It does make Exorcist less good because Exorcist can't attack through that. Gloomcover Step. Was it clearly Swamp first? Do I Exorcist? Interesting. I could also maximum conservative play is just Swamp, leave up Omen of Deception. But I think it might be Exorcist here because otherwise they could just play a Lunar Vigil next turn. I don't have an answer to it. I don't want to leave up Omen of Deception. Yeah. Okay, let's see what. Let's see. Top priority is Lunar Vigil. I think I want to see hand. It takes them off of the. Okay. Seeing their hand is really invaluable. There is a Twilight Ambush in there, which they are presumably going to cast. They got a lot of lands in hand. We have time. They don't have any combo pieces yet, but Nima's going to start drawing them cards pretty quickly. And so I need to. Cassia hopefully can. Cassia can hopefully start making some pressure for that this Nima can't get past. It's twice the number of creatures. It's twice the number of creatures. Let's lose 2. Okay, they have these 3, Twilight Ambush, and 2 unknowns. What I really didn't want was there to be a the reason I couldn't let them, I couldn't take the Twilight Ambush because then they could just play a combo piece from hand, a Lunar Vigil. Now they have an Omen of Deception in hand, and I know about it. And they're going to pass, leaving up that Omen of Deception. Phoenix's Touch is an excellent draw here. Obviously, doesn't quite beat out Nima. Not having answer combo pieces is very rough here. Okay, so I definitely go Phoenix's Touch first, and then the question is, do I run out Contest Coordinator, or do I leave up Omen of Deception? Well, no reason to make that decision before I see what they discard to Phoenix's Touch. They discard the dormant Ultra I know about. I think I have to run out Contest Coordinator. If they counter it, it's not the end of the world for me. Lose a life. Okay, unfortunate, but kind of expected. Cards, I know about a Misty Peak in hand, otherwise I don't know any of their cards. Yeah, this is a bad situation. Neem is one of the cards I really didn't want them to have, other than like combo pieces. They also have two colors now for Veto and for Get Your Wish. Is also really not ideal. These things do get better for me post sideboard. Game one's just pretty rough. They get down an Exorcist. I'm going to show them 2 Omen of Deception. If they take it, yeah. Omen, Omen. Okay, they're going to play a land here. Okay, I don't know their hand at all. Land would be nice. Rough Rider. Rough Rider is something. Is it Rough Rider, or is it just like crack Glyphs and Phoenix's touches? Like, it's very likely I can't. Omen Deception probably doesn't stop the combo, so it's not leave up Omen Deception. It's do I want to crack Phoenix's touch? And I think Rough Rider's better. I have to draw pretty well to get out of this, and one of the types of draws I can get is Rough Rider into Cassia. They don't have answers to things. I'm able to take control of the board. But, it's not a good plan. They do lose 4 to Nima. So, they're not. They have to do their thing reasonably quickly. Like, they have 3 turns before this Nima kills them. They can't combo this turn. They can't combo if they've drawn a card. Actually, they've drawn 2 cards this turn. They can't combo if they've drawn a card because of marked passage wording. You lose life equal to the number of cards you've drawn this turn, which in their case, and you need that number to be 0. So you need to pass a turn with a Lunar Vigil in play. Yeah, what I'm really looking for is one of my 4 copies of Event Horizon. That's my way of removing Lunar Vigil. There's a serious consideration that I should not be attacking this Rough Rider because I do not want to let them lose their own Nima. Well, but they've paid the mana. Oh, they're cracking Dormant Tavern. Okay. That's a pretty, that's not killing me. They're at 10. Do I want to upkeep crack this glyph? No, because if I draw a land, I want to be able to run out Cassia. I draw Phoenix's Touch. Okay, making them discard a card is not... Clearly they got cards in hand that aren't doing anything for them, so... Making them discard... Yeah, I want this Nima in play. I don't want to attack Rough Rider into Nima. That seems like a bad use of my time. I don't play this Phoenix's Touch. Which puts them to 9. That could be relevant. Like, they have Sound Veins in their deck. And they're going to go down to... Yeah, they're going to discard a land. And lose 1. They go to 9. Did they not... Wait, did they not lose the 1 off the first one? Okay, I did not check, but I thoughtfully missed that. In any case, pass, leave up, Phoenix's Touch, Own of Deception. 9? They go to 5? That gives me more outs. I could kill them with a third Phoenix. I don't have third Phoenix. I only have 2 copies of this. Um, but it means they can't pay life to a dormant land or a sound vein if that's their only untapped source. Could be relevant. Yeah, this is a weird way to be in a game that I should not be in. They lose 4, they draw. Yeah, so yeah, to kill me, like I don't think they could kill their own Nemo with a removal spell. Otherwise, they have to play Lunar Vigil this turn. They can't play Mark Passage because I can counter it. Um, and then they would go to 1 on their next upkeep, provided I don't have anything. Indicted and go from Nema. They not. Okay, that's an untapped land, Nathan Lightning. They have to play a Lunar Vigil this turn, and they can't get your wish it into play. They only have 2 colors. They're just gonna pass. I'm gonna crack this Phoenix's Touch. I mean, they can get your wish a thing and it into play right now. They can get your wish right now, but I like if they're gonna take 4 next turn unless they kill their own Nema, which I think that might at this point seems like their plan. Crack Phoenix's Touch. Lose a life, draw a card. Skyray Tender, not very. That makes a flyer. Could be relevant, but obviously I can't not leave a bone of deception. Just draw, I think. In Search of Peace. Definitely don't have time for that. Um, yeah, I think my main. I could play the Skyray Tender, but then I wouldn't have Omen of Deception up. Yeah, I need to leave up Omen of Deception. This Nema is my main out here. This can be like get your wish for Lunar Vigil, kill their own Nema, I think. But it can't. They can't kill me next turn. I get another draw at least. Why are they looking at their sideboard? This does not search your sideboard. Yeah, I think this needs to be a kill spell for Nema. Because they just don't have time. They get Lunar Vigil. Okay, well they're gonna get Lunar Vigil and cast something else, which is gonna be a kill spell for Nema. Nope, they cast nothing. They cast nothing with Get Your Wish. Interesting. They go to 1. They draw. I guess I could have played Skyray Tender and had the threatened lethal here. But Mark's Passage is a sorcery, unless they can do it on my turn. But main deck, I don't know if they. Oh, they could do. They could go for Lunar Vigil, Get Your Wish, so they could Mark Passage on my turn. Yeah, it's very surprised they didn't kill Nema here. I have done 0 damage to my opponent this game, by the way. No, I've done 2 damage. I've cast 2 Phoenix's Touch. Um, like, what are the spells I've cast this game? There's stuff that's on my battlefield. I cast an Exorcist, which then got killed. Like, I have literally not affected them in any way this game in terms of spells cast. I've cast 2 Phoenix's Touch, which both made them discard lands. Um, They play a Lunar Vigil. I think I just let that go. Okay. Because what Lunar Vigil is not is a way to stop. Oh, I forgot Lunar Vigil's wording. Uh, is a way to stop them from dying to Nema on their next upkeep. Also, if I find um actually if I find a land in one mana spell between my stuff, I actually get to go in search of peace. One mana spell, blink Phoenix's touch, kills him with the trigger. They, they play this. Okay, they've played Oh yeah, wow. Did not think I would ever get game one. And things get way better post board. I got 3 Golden Bloom of the Silence. That can name Lunar Vigil. That turns off their whole thing. I got 2 Vetoes. That seems great. These Cassias are worthless. Contest Coordinator, I don't want that many of. Uh, Phoenix's Touch is not great considering that they are just combo deck and they usually have plenty of cards to discard. Melon's not that important. No time to waste. If they tap out for a Lunar Vigil, I can no time to waste and then sacrifice it because it has an inherent ability to sacrifice itself. I might want to go down an In Search of Peace. I'm kind of more in the control realm. And yeah, I think I want the third no time to waste. It's not good against much else, to be clear. It's really only good at stopping Lunar Vigil, which is a little sketchy. It's not like their sideboard has Stag of the Broken Crown, which can make their marked passage uncounterable, not that important. Extreme Speed, which can give their Lunar Vigil flash. That's actually very important. Smash the Smithereens, which is their only out to my Golden Blooms. Coup d'etat, which they're probably bringing in. Uh, Duress, which they're probably bringing in. Yeah. But I get to I only need to win one of the next 2 games, and one of those I get to be on the play. So that's even Twilight Image is not dead against them. So yeah, my main thought is: do I want to take out this third no time to waste, which is I don't want to draw too many of these for something like a contest coordinator, or a Phoenix's Touch or an In Search of Peace, or even a Melon. I think currently I kind of like where I stand. One contest coordinator feels like the right number. It's I want something that gives more pressure and doesn't get blocked by Nema. Own Reception is clearly very. I can't take out any of the interaction. Maddening Maw doesn't. Maybe Maddening Maw doesn't have a ton of targets, but the being able to traverse this and kind of keep their hand low. When they don't have Nema, they don't draw that many cards. I can't bring in Twilight Ambush, unfortunately. It's only 5 targets. 6 targets, technically. That's, I think, not enough. I think this is how I'm going to run it. I am on the draw. That makes Own Reception a little worse, but not that much worse. This thing I want to counter is a 3-drop. Yeah, that was an unusual game because they put a Nema into play. When they don't put Nema into play, I imagine this game's going to look a lot different. The Melon, they don't have that much removal. I don't think they're bringing them. And they're bringing Coup d'etat. I don't want to have Melon against Coup d'etat. They're on the play, which doesn't surprise me. I want a sideboard card, please. Ugh, 5 lands. No, 4 lands. Glyph, Phoenix's Touch, Event Horizon. I think I keep this. Event Horizon is an important card. They mulled a 6. 3 Primal Fissures is a little weird. I can save Phoenix's Touch until they are a little smaller. Obviously, Phoenix's Touch is very good against players who mulligan, especially players who mulligan on the play. They're going to keep their 6, put 1 down. Between Glyph and Event and Phoenix Touch, I'm going to have enough permanents for Event Horizon for 3. They still haven't fixed their deck list. That's supposed to be this. That's the blue-black. That's a blue-black land. Plains, not exactly what I was looking for. I have to... Maybe I have to play Phoenix's Touch. Actually, wait a minute. How many basics am I playing? Let me go quickly check how many basics I have in my deck. Well, actually, let me check right now by cracking this Primal Fissure. I have 1 more Plains in my deck, 1 Island, and 1 Swamp. And I think I do actually have to get the Swamp here for a very weird reason of I don't... Do I? Or can I get Plains number 3? I never actually need double black. And I'd rather Glyph first, is that right? I would rather Glyph first. Very weird situation where I did not draw any basics at all. Make myself a Glyph and draw. Okay, that's rather more lands than I'm looking for with this deck. But I have Mana Sinks at least. Phoenix's Touch and Glyph Protection, both Mana Sinks, although I don't want to go below 3 permanents with an Event Horizon in hand and a very important 3-drop that needs to die. But I think their way they're approaching this matchup, that's Tendo Ice Bridge, is that they're trying to kind of play the control role and draw the game out long. If they play Anima here, do I Event Horizon it? Yeah, I know what Event. Okay, they just leave up 2 mana, which I think is going to be good for me. Okay, this is officially way more lands than I wanted to draw. That's my land number 7. Not ideal. I'm going to Primal Fissure for a Swamp and run out Phoenix's Touch. If they counter this, it basically traded for a card in their hand anyway. Okay. They lose life. They discard. Oh, they did bring in Extreme Speed. Yeah, it makes sense to side that to discard that when you're this low on cards. But good to know I don't have to worry about this card anymore. This means they cannot flash in a Lunar Vigil unless they have Battle Physicist. Okay, they missed their land drop, and now I have to think, do I crack the Glyph? Cracking the Glyph means I can't Event Horizon a Lunar Vigil, but I think I should do it anyway. I'm hopefully going to find another permanent soon. So yeah, I'm going to do this. Or rather, this. Gain my 1 life. View my top 1. It's another Glyph of Protection. I guess I do keep that. Sure. Or, sorry, yes. Draw. Not strictly a mistake, but just a weird ordering for me. Glyph of Protection. Okay, I guess I could have played Primal Fissure first in case they want to counter this, but I did not think they wanted to counter it. Make a Glyph. Draw another card. Owen of Deception, finally. Okay. Primal Fissure, pass. Now I can leave up Owen of Deception and Event Horizon and crack Phoenix's Touch and crack Glyphs. So now I am playing the control role pretty well. No rush on cracking this Primal Fissure. They draw a card. They just pass. I'm going to go get an island, and then I think I'm going to crack this Phoenix's Touch. Draw. Maddening Maw. Sounds good to me. They clearly have no lands in hand, so this Maddening Maw is gonna get a spell. More land. Okay, this is getting kind of ridiculous. Guess I put down a Gloomcover Step and a Maddening Maw. They discard their Terminal Impact. Okay, they have one extra in the sideboard, but it's possible that means they have no more Terminal Impact. Which is nice. Pass, leave up Omen of Deception. I am still getting somewhat flooded out. I do need to find a relevant threat at some point. Best of all would be Skyray Tender um, or Rough Rider, because those could traverse the Maddening Maw immediately. Can opponents see the image on Dubious Pass? They shouldn't be able to. There's no card by that name. They just pass? I'm going to crack this glyph. No time to waste. I think I can bottom that. Yeah. I want a threat, not that. Untap and draw. Veto? Okay. Man, now I drew all my control stuff and no threats. Very weird situation. I guess I'm hitting land drops and they're not, so. Question is, how many of these glyphs do I crack on their end step? With Veto and Omen of Deception, I guess I'm not that worried about Lunar Vigil, at least. I think I crack at least one. And if I don't see anything good with it, I might crack the other one. Decadent Hall. That's the black-red one. Yeah, they still got nothing. I'm going to crack a Glyph of Protection. Another Maddening Maw. Huh. I guess I keep that. I guess I do. No, I do want to draw a threat. Now, question, do I crack another Glyph of Protection? I think I do. I don't need Event Horizon on Lunar Vigil because I have two other ways to answer Lunar Vigil right now. So. Rough Rider. Excellent. Okay, leave that on top. Go to my turn. Untap, draw. It's a Rough Rider. Play Pool of Light. Tap 1, 2, 3. 3 for a Rough Rider. I don't believe they can counter that. Yeah. I get my human. And I'm going to immediately traverse this. They just go to Twilight. Oh, they did keep in Twilight. That makes sense. And veto. I can veto X equals 3, so I can counter a Lunar Vigil if they go for it. I guess if they have Lunar Vigil plus their own Omen of Deception, that would work. But they'd need untapped land and Lunar Vigil and Omen of Deception. And now I'm hitting them for damage, so I'm much more content to sit behind my stuff. Also, more threats, more card draw would be great. Would love to draw a In Search of Peace at this point. Or any of my other sideboard cards to secure my position. If they just go for a removal spell on Rough Rider, do I care? Probably not that much. That's not a sound vein. Okay, they could go for a Lunar Vigil right now. This has been not how I expected this matchup to go at all. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, 11 of my, what I think, 23 lands. So I got 12 lands left in here. I'm pretty likely to draw on something relevant. Oh, this is a 3. Yep, they just let it go. One Lunar Vigil down. And they don't have Omen Deception because they certainly would have fought back there. So no Omen Deception in the 3 cards left in their hand. Exorcist is a huge draw. Attack 4/4. Play Exorcist. I would probably take a coup d'etat if one was offered. Yeah, I'd take an answer to Exorcist. If I do, the body is now relevant. Marked Passage. Okay, I know the other 2 cards in the hand are not lands. It wouldn't make any sense for them to be lands. If they just value Marked Passage, they lose. They can pay 3 life, draw 2 cards, but they can't pay 6 life easily. They get very close to dying there. Hand. They missed multiple land drops this game. There's absolutely no way they have lands in hand. Aha, Stag the Broken Crown I don't care about. Get Your Wish I do. Okay, they got this useless Stag the Broken... I can get 1 mana away from actually casting this stupid thing. Which does not matter an enormous amount. I guess it blocks. Eventually I can Event Horizon it. They got this in a Marked Passage. They could cast a Marked Passage. They could make it uncounterable. They find an untapped land, they can leave up this as a blocker, and that's actually kind of relevant. Did I not play a land that turn? I think I probably missed my land drop that turn. That doesn't hugely matter, but I shouldn't be missing land drops for no reason. Their draw was Impressive Skyline. That's the blue-red fast land. Which means they don't have Staggered Broken Up, and they haven't chose to cast Marked Passage. They're saving that as a combo piece. Okay, this is starting to be rather a large amount of lands. Attack you for 6, I guess. Second main. Tapped New Divide, I guess. Wait, yeah. Wait, do I have a basic left to get? No, I do not. Whoops, that was very stupid of me. I forgot I have no basic left in my deck, so that does nothing. They're probably looking at my deck list and confirming that. So they have Stag Broken Clown. They can Marked Passage, but if they Marked Passage for more than 1, they die. So that's not very useful to them. I mean, Stagger Compound blocker mode is actually kind of annoying here. I'm a little far off event horizoning that. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're just leaving it up as a blocker. So we're in a weird... I'm not going to crack that. I know I have no basics left to get. Ooh, another Rough Rider. Okay. I might play a plains, tap 2 plains in a swamp for a Rough Rider. Okay. Gonna make a 1/1 human. Put a counter on this Rough Rider. 4/4. Attacking now would get in for just 3. That's not enough, but I'm getting to the point where... Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4... Wait a minute. Wait, actually, I should do them. I should math this. If they block, if I attack with everything with this board, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but I put the counter elsewhere, it could be 8. Yeah. Actually, like this. This actually gets me very close to just lethal through the stag. Wait a minute. Can I just kill stag if it attacks? No, I'm at 5 permanents. It doesn't. I can't quite event horizon it. I'm very close though. They're gonna just cast stag here? Nope. They're gonna keep it in hand. They got stag marked passage in hand. They definitely can't marked passage now. They would die on the backswing. They also got to watch this dormant cavern. They're just passing, leaving a stag of the broken crown. Pool of light. Okay, do I? So if they stag, I can own deception. I can't counter it. They go to 8 because they have to tap dormant cavern. But then I have 6 permanents, and it costs 5. That's ward 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have enough mana for that. It's their only flash creature. If they have something else, so be it. They go to 8. I mean, currently they block here. They take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, just they die even with the block, I think. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because they have to tap dormant cavern. So I should just attack with everything and they die? They have outs, but Skag the Broken Crown is not one of them. Yeah, they need a removal spell. They need 2 removal spells. No, they need 1 removal spell. No, they can't remove more than 2 damage with 1 removal spell. No, they can't because their removal spell is Lunar Awe. If they Lunar Awe, Renowned Rough Rider, I don't get the leave trigger. I could also have wandered this. That's not plus damage, so I shouldn't have. But I completely forgot this had wander. I probably could have wandered this on one of my turns. Very scuffed game. Yeah, take 1 off dormant. Yeah, that's GG. What just happened? I guess we move on 2-0 against the best deck in the tournament. That's a good sign. I guess stay tuned for more Eternal. Sorry that this video kind of started a little rushed. There were, as Tremor says, some technical issues, but just a clean 2-0 there. Good night.